Hey guys, what's up? This is Bravo. I've got a new type of video for you today. We're going to be looking at some tips and tricks for Nexus King, and we're going to be using some Snip3down gameplay from the Red Bull LAN. So this video is Believe the Hype versus Turning Point, and let's go ahead and jump right into some gameplay. So right here we're watching Snip3down right off the bat. He heads towards Snipe. He's able to get a nice finish there with some help, and he's going to grab Snipe. He's going to run back to the back of a base. You'll see he has some teammates over here on this side of the map, so he's going to try to get the Snipe toward the back of the base, where he can kind of provide cover for this top hill. It's one of the hardest hills to control, but now this brings us to our first tip. You always want to constantly be watching your back on Nexus because these spawns are crazy, and you see here he gets a call out, unfortunately misses a shot or two, and he's taken out. So there's our first tip, guys. Make sure you are always watching your back and watching the flanks, especially while sniping on Nexus King. Alrighty, now let's take a look at Snip3down's knowledge and control of the power positions. You see he's up top rocks, angles himself away from that player he just saw though, and spots Mick1 over at Snipe, so he's going to push that, makes a smart play there to go ahead and finish that kill right now, and grabs the grenade launcher. And even though he dies here, let's take a look at how much he was able to accomplish in just that one play. So he spotted a player top rocks, he's able to call that out. He pushes Snipe and finishes the threat, which allows his team to kind of focus their attention elsewhere, because now he knows that that Snipe side is locked down. And he also takes fire just before he dies, and actually dies from blue rocks, which gives his team information about where the opponent is spawning. Holy shit, that's a lot of stuff. Now, on this next spawn, he's got two red X's on his screen when he comes up, and normally the push that follows would be very difficult to pull off, being that BTH is faced with a 2-on-3. He's got a teammate on Snipe, but decides to push tunnel anyway, and this results in him catching Mick1 off guard, who is likely anticipating a Snipe side push and watching Snipe side with his teammate. So now he's got two other teammates, and look what they do right here. They push right into the back of the base immediately. They find anyone who might be spawning, anyone who might be hiding. So it's essential, guys, to just grab control of the back of the base, check the closets before you really try to grab any hill time. Now, as we just saw, BTH has just killed all Turning Point and grabbed control of red, so Snip3down sees some nades coming out of tunnel and makes a smart play and patiently waits for anyone to either poke through or sprint through, and it looks like Walshy is the first through. Snip3down lands the melee but unable to finish that, and Walshy with a nice nade and an amazing getaway there. Now watch, he stays alive, and watch how these events unfold. Gets help from a teammate, and now there's 2 dead for BTH and almost immediately 3 dead for BTH. So just with that one play of Walshy staying alive, that focused all of Snip3down's effort towards the cliffs, he's taken out, and that's 3 dead for BTH. So now, Turning Point, because of that one play, because of Walshy, he made a risky play, but he's able to stay alive. He dedicates a lot of effort to staying alive, and the push would have likely been unsuccessful. So important thing here to understand, guys, it's so important not to be the first one to die, especially when you're pushing, because then that puts your team in a 3-on-4, and the enemy already has map control. Now look at this top middle hill for a second. The number one thing you want to worry about during this top middle hill is maintaining map control, even if you're not necessarily getting hill time. Here, Turning Point has just gotten the hill, but BTH has no problem taking out naded. Now, if they didn't have players on both sides of the map, it would have been very difficult. And so having 2 angles from which to shoot the top middle hill allows them to regain map control very quickly. Now, it's not always easy to get those angles and to have players on both sides of the map, but the best way to approach this is generally controlling Snipe. In doing so, you can quickly shift positioning to either side of the map, or go ahead and push top middle if the circumstances allow. So remember, getting map control on this hill is much more important than milking 10 seconds, 20 seconds here. You want to maintain map control throughout the entire duration of the hill if possible. So now right here, when pushing out, Snip3down has likely just gotten a call out that there's someone either lifting or top rocks, so he quickly takes him out, and then watch what his next move is. Even though Maniac has just died there in front of the base, he goes ahead and pushes to the side of the base and angles himself away from anyone on top of the base and isolates the hill. He's able to take out the hill guy, and his next move is to push back of the base. That's once again, he's checking for any spawners, anyone who might be sniping or hiding. He spots one guy who's running in front of the base. He's going to go ahead and call that out, and he takes out a player at Snipe, and as you see, as he turns, his team is now spawning, and they have locked down this side of the map. So anytime you can go ahead and push an advantage like that, guys, he was able to do so because pushing the side of the base, he isolated all other angles, and he was only fighting one battle. And when at all possible, you want to be able to do that. That diverts the hill's attention, and it also diverts anyone's attention who might be on top of the base or back of the base. They're going to have to flank around all the way to either try to assassinate you or get a melee on you. And while all that's happening, your team is going to be able to push through gap, push on Snipe side, top rocks, tunnel, pretty much anywhere, because you're pulling away so much attention from the enemy team. Now, doing this can be huge, and it can totally change the result in the game. So let's go ahead and take a second and look how patient Snip3down is with the sniper here when he's sitting back base with his team. Now, he takes his time. He's one shot, but just they have a slight lead, so they don't have to play too quickly. And let's take a look at that angle once again. Beautiful angle to take out Naden. Now, you know, a lot of players typically sit behind that stone pillar on the top hill, so definitely consider implementing that into your game if you ever find yourself trapped in the closet. An awesome shot there, and as you see, takes his time and then quick scopes Mikwin. So now his team had just no control. They were trapped in the back of the base, but with 2 quick snipe shots, they're able to gain total map control and now push out and push on the enemy as they spawn. So the last thing we're going to look at today, guys, is the best way to flank the back of a base, and also when to recognize and understand that it's the best timing to do so. Now you'll see as he sprints around the corner of the base, he stops and begins to walk. That's because at these LAN and tournament settings, these players are all wearing headphones and they can likely hear the footsteps. Now he gets the back whack on Mikwin, also catches Ninja off guard, puts some nice shots into him, and has no problem finishing that, whips out the sniper, and grabs the triple. Now, we talked about just how important these plays are. The game is within 20 seconds, and there's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. So that means if they can maintain this control, they're likely going to go ahead and win the game. So let's see how the rest of this game plays out.
Hill control. Hill controlled.
As you can see, BTH controlling this hill really well, and Snip3down being very disciplined there. He keeps looking at Snipe with the sniper rifle because he likely got a call out there, and he knew that the player hadn't moved from there. Really nice quick scope there from Snip3down, and definitely worth it. His team has just taken the lead, and they can actually win it in this hill if they really get every second. It looks like they won't be able to do that as 2 are taken out. But now, really nice control there, and you see they got the split spawns, and they have control of Snipe, and they have control of 1 base, as we talked about earlier, so it's going to be very difficult, once again, for Turning Point to grab hill control. BTH should not have a problem pushing out here, and Snip3down takes advantage of the open tunnel and goes ahead and lifts. Nice job there, and now we have a tie game. Let's see how this finishes. So now with 1 minute left, that means the hill is moving and 3 were dead. Now take a look at this spawn here. It's so important, guys. Let's pause for a second just to have control and know when that hill is moving. This dates back all the way to Halo 2 on something like Beaver Creek, King of the Hill, if you guys remember. Just totally giving up control of 1 hill early so you can maintain map control for this last minute is going to be totally huge. Now, BTH is down by 3 seconds, but by controlling this hill and really locking down Snipe's side of the map, they really shouldn't have a problem closing it out. One player's taken out now. What BTH needs to do is maintain control in the back of this base. They do not want to die here. Snip3down, really nice play there against Walsh. He wins that one-on-one battle, and that's going to be huge because they're going to be able to lock down back of this base control. But you see, Turning Point has control, even though they have back of the base control. So now the game is only within 5 seconds, but BTH is going to hop in. They're going to put all 3 members in, and they're going to be able to close this game out with only 15 seconds left in the game. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I encourage you when you're watching professional gameplays to really pull apart the gameplay and try to figure out what works and what doesn't work and really get a good understanding of what's going on over the course of the entire map. So thanks again, please subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video.